Welcome, everyone. You're watching my favorite YouTube channel. It's Chillmonger. It's the weekly event, the must-see event where people come and join the live chat. Some people, they're so mega, they exit the live chat and they join the stream themselves. We have Mike, the Stan, the Shill Porter. Hello there.
Hey, how are you doing today? I didn't know we were announcing me. I apologize.
Why
It's
do you
good to
know
be
why people
here.
call it Stan? That's like because of the Eminem song, right?
Uh, I think it's like the Stan Lee, like I'm standing for the MCU,
Oh,
and
that can't be right. There's no way that's right. Being a
and
stan
I'm
of somebody is a fan of the caliber of like that Eminem song.
well, possibly, and then a shill is usually someone who's paid, and I am not, paid by the MCU, but I will say in content I'm paid richly. So that's kind of corny, but yeah.
You know, it's corny, but that's your brand. You and your dad jokes. We got K Dot, Mr. Dot. Why do you know why K Dot calls themselves K Dot? I understand the SSJ. That's the Super Saiyan thing. Why K Dot? I've never asked you that, have I?
Well, you may know who Kendrick Lamar is, but that was
Okay.
his name, and I was used to go. Well, people labeled me as that in high school, so I just ran with it. And then boom, the sanctum, the inner sanctum, like your fortress of solitude. Boom, my YouTube channel is my fortress of solitude.
I'm happy you went
I
with
should call it.
Sanctum.
Wait, you know what? Let me change it to SSJ K Dot's
No,
solitude.
no. Sanctum works perfectly fine. It's better than a watchtower or a hall or any. Yeah, we got Sanctum. That's a good one for
Oh,
Marvel.
you would prefer for me to call it like SSJ K Dot's tower, just a mirror Avengers tower.
Yeah, yeah. That would work. What else does Marvel have? That's like a group where people chill at. They got the Avengers Mansion.
SJK Dot's mansion. Well, you got the Xavier's man. Well, his school. Well, SJK Dot School of the Gifted.
Question 1 of Star Wars Burning Questions. What is the first Mandalorian thing that Din will be teaching Grogu? Everything else he's taught him is like, hey, don't touch, those kind of mini lessons. But now he's a Mandalorian, right? He's got the chain, little shirt. What's he going to teach Grogu?
How to keep a helmet on and not take it off for emotional moments.
I like that answer. I like that, Mike.
Defense. He's going to teach him some defense.
I think he's
How
going
to
to have to teach
defend
him how to
himself.
fall. He's going to teach him all the Mandalorian jetpacks and that stuff. But before we get to that extreme level, you got to start with the basics. Defensive maneuvers sounds about right. In the live chat, Tony says, salute, gents. Don't take off your helmet. Perp says that too. Wow. Look, we're on the same page there. Number 2, what would Tech and Wrecker talk about at dinner? Tech. Ew, I do believe indubitably. Wrecker. Oh, I want to smash things. How does that go? Is the question really that bad?
Are these two from Bad Batch?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I haven't seen Bad Batch, so I can't even answer.
Mike?
I will say that Tech will probably talk about Wrecker probably slowing down on eating. Because Wrecker is always hungry. Of course, he, him being a clone, and that is what he is. He's the muscle. He needs fuel, so he's always hungry. But he likes those. What are those nuts that her and Omega and him eat? Maybe he's eating too much. So maybe Tech is, Tech always seems logical, and is just tell him to slow down a little bit.
Do we know if Wrecker was the one complaining about rations?
I think so. He was hungry, and they said, "Well, you already ate your rations," and he said, "Well, it just wasn't enough." So he's always hungry. And so does he get when he gets to that point, because I know I'm a big guy. When you get to that point where you get enough food, sometimes you just overeat. And I could see Tech saying, "Oh, you need to take it in moderation," or something like that.
I'll take it, yeah. Third question of Star Wars Burning Questions. When is Mandalorian going to unmask and not be human? When are we actually going to go watch an episode. There's all these people wearing the thing, and we're like, okay, well, we know that one's Bo-Katan, we know that one's Koska Reeds, we know about Axel Wolves. Who knows when somebody unmasked and it's actually like a guy in a prosthetic, actual like alien features? I can't wait for that to happen. It would be a cheap way to get to Star Wars Obsession is joining in. I'm just distracted. Let me know when you want to be joined in. It's a cheap way how you can have an alien from another race, which is, really expensive to color them up, to CGI them so it looks real. You could get away with doing that. And at the same time, you could have, hey, what's up, Obsession?
Hello.
It's a cheap way, and at the same time, it introduces this world where it doesn't feel like it's all humans. If I have a complaint about Star Wars, I have many. But if I had one specifically at this moment, it would be that there's just so many humans, way too many humans for an answer not to be there. I've heard people make theories and said, well, you see, the humans can survive different biomes and planets.
In which show do you refer?
Well, anything with the starring like live action, it's always a human lead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna get Ahsoka coming soon. I mean, Mandalorian.
The 3 movies, the 3 prequel movies, and the 3 sequel movies.
But I mean, if you're talking about, specifically not just the main characters, but there being an abundance of humanoids in the galaxy, that if you're talking post Republic, that's by design. They deleted a lot of these races. They deleted a lot of Wookiees. The Empire strategically genocided all that could oppose them. And a lot of those races were then confined to certain areas to work for the Empire. So it's an on purpose thing during anything post Republic. It's by design.
Danny says we don't want to see them unmasked. We don't want no alien Mandalorians. Come on, Grogu's an alien Mandalorian. We like him.
I mean, I want some alien because I do agree with Joe. There's too many human-looking people.
Now, if Obsession, what you're saying hasn't really been focused on, like it's never been the plot of a movie or nothing like that. But if it's there, that's cool. That could explain, most of the shows.
It's been seen. I mean, you saw the Wookiee genocide, number one, first and foremost. You saw that during Clone Wars. You saw that during the third film when the Empire, when Order 66 happened. You saw the Wookiees spread out. We've seen it in games. We've seen it in animation. The Wookiees were first and foremost the largest threat to the Empire outside of the Jedi. So they were a very powerful, very strong, very warmongering group of a race of people. And so they went after them first, right? Same with the Mon Calamari, the Mon Calamari.
Queels people also.
There's a lot of these races, other creatures that the Empire strategically placed troops on their planet, Ryloth, all of these planets, they strategically put troops on their planets to control them and to enslave them once the Empire took hold. That was by design.
But fan-wise, I would like to see and fall in love with a character who's a protagonist and the lead of their story, who just isn't a human.
You have it, Grogu.
We got Grogu. It's Din's show, but yes, Grogu's there. Yeah.
Well, it would be cool. Mm-hmm. It would be cool to see a Trandoshan.
Now, how would that emote? Do you think that they could get that across?
That's kind of negative, but maybe this guy doesn't feel the same way, that he does against Wookiees like everybody else does, or something like that.
Can you write that script and send it to Lucasfilm? The Trandoshan who gets along with the Wookiee, and then there's a Wookiee who's a bit iffy, and then at the end of the episode 1, he's like, you know what, this Trandoshan is not that bad. Hey, and then he vouches for him. All of a sudden, we got these 2 buddies, and let's go. And if not,
they do that in Star Trek all the time. Why not try it in Star Wars?
Why not?
Well, I mean, they're the big thing. I guess the cross is more. I would be interested to know if there has ever been a Trandoshan Jedi. Number one, because that's very out of character for them.
High Republic had one.
I believe High Republic had one, but nothing. I don't think anything since. But that would go true to what you're saying about a Trandoshan being on the opposite side of the coin.
There's a question here where I ask who's the evilest species. Do you want to just jump to that? Let's go. Because unless we're all you're gonna disagree this one, I said which species is the evilest, which is 26, and Trandoshan, ding ding ding.
Yeah, I think Trandoshans are almost
Mhm.
inherently sinister.
Which is Plagueis? Not Plagueis, Sidious. Which does he belong to? Because I heard a rumor like Mace Windu when he was electrifying him back. That wasn't him hurting his face. That was him revealing his face.
Well, he's human.
He's human, eh? Okay. Or then are the humans the only guys who can really contend with the evil Trandoshans? But I feel like there's enough good humans that it would wipe away all the bad humans, and we could just go to Trandoshans. It just feels like every time we see them, they're bounty hunters or they're Sid or something bad.
Well, they're I mean, just by their culture, they hunt Wookiees, they hate Wookiees, they trade in their pelts, right? I mean, that's a big part of their ecosystem. So it seems like they are the most specifically to one group of people. It seems like that's a very warring factions. Those are two very warring species. So yeah, I mean, if from a certain point of view, I think humans are the worst by far. I mean, Vader, Palps, keep going if you want to get into it.
Yeah, it's the humans. I agree with that too. It's the humans.
The Death Star creators are the worst.
I mean, they wiped out whole planets at once. Like they win.
Mm-hmm. Trinity's had a funny comment here. Trinity's saying, how do we even know that those Mandalorians are humans? Because just because they look that way doesn't mean anything. That's a good point. Like, who knows? They might have like long tongues that they're just hiding. I don't know.
Nah, I think they're human.
I mean, it seems like Grogu is an oddity, to be honest. Like he's not the normal foundling. It seems like most foundlings are humanoids.
Back up to question number 4 of 33 burning Star Wars questions. What is Sheev's most impressive political move? We just saw it a couple of Bad Batch episodes. When he actually took what happened, the good guys thought, yeah, we have him now. We exposed him. They're like, oh, okay. What I'm going to do is take my general, my little admiral that I had, throw him under the bus. Oh, we got to stop that. And that's why these clones are so dangerous. We need to turn to a different force. I'm like, ooh, I've never seen that before in any Rebels or Clone Wars episodes. Plus the movie stuff. All he did before wasn't really impressive. It was just like,
well, I mean,
scheming.
during the entire Clone Wars, he's playing 4D chess while everybody else is still playing jacks, right? I mean, he is literally playing a different game. Everybody else is playing a game they don't even understand, that he is so many levels ahead. Like there's that
game.
There's that little old man meme where he's playing chess against himself. It's like white, and then the other side is the same guy, and he's playing black. That's basically what he was doing. That is the most masterful and impressive political move that he made, getting himself elected chancellor. Like his whole career is an impressive political move. I think that was the exclamation point on to the rebels, so to speak, or the people that are outspoken against him. That was his, like, you think you have me, you never had me. Like I've been in control this whole time. I've been puppeteering the Jedi, I've been puppeteering the clones. I'm running Grievous, I'm running Dooku, I'm running all of this. You guys have no idea. I'm watching you make moves I expect you to make.
But what's the biggest move that he's done, as in like an action? I
Getting
know the
himself
entirety.
Getting himself
elected.
chancellor.
I got you.
K-Dot.
Finessing Jar Jar Binks onto this thing the way he did.
Yes.
I mean, any we seen in real life. Anybody could get some fool elected, but to get Jar Jar Binks on there, make decisions that way, just to further your plans. Got to give the man props,
Mike.
And I mean, throughout the whole, the first movie, you see that the audience sees the deception, so we know what is coming. And I know this isn't political, but to me, the most impressive thing he did, and it may have been the easiest thing he did, but was to turn Anakin. when he did turn Anakin to the dark side, promised him all that. To me, that was the most impressive thing he did, because now, he has Darth Vader and changed a lot of things.
I do agree that this last episode of Bad Batch, or that episode of Bad Batch, actually showed, everybody thought, oh, they got him. I think that was the best rope-a-dope, right? Like that was the best rope-a-dope. Like, you got him on the ropes. Oh, and he's, you're not hitting him. And then all of a sudden he just comes out with a haymaker and he's like, Admiral Rampart, you foolish man. Right. Like it was such a masterful stroke, but it was that he let them get so far, right? Like he didn't know that was coming. Like, really?
Please don't say masterful stroke on this channel.
Masterpiece of political proxy. How about that?
Like the hand motion you made was a little bit sus.
That's very presidential.
It was the presidential. Yes. Question 6, or rather 5. Darth Vader versus Mewtwo. Oh my god, none of you guys are Pokemon fans. This is for me.
Darth Vader loses this fight easily.
Mewtwo.
This ain't even a competition.
I mean, that's like Vegeta level power. That's like being able to move with your mind, and that it's not.
It's funny that you mentioned that name. Question number 6: Grogu versus Goku.
Goku.
Are we talking about like a little untrained Grogu, or like a Grogu at his peak and Goku at his peak? Like, what are we talking about here?
I'm talking about Goku's about to beat up Din, and Grogu needs to save him. Is Grogu gonna pull out? Yes. Grogu has so much abilities, and it's like what's the non-physical telekinesis stuff that could impact the Goku. Goku's cool, right? So he mustered a little bit of energy and stuff, but you can't do that when the Force is lifting you up like that mudhorn.
Goku has telekinesis too. Most they just don't use it as often.
You can't say you have it if you don't use it.
I mean,
they can. They just don't. Okay, like Frieza and Cell. I mean, they shown the villains use it more, but they can like levitate rock because ki. It's literally in everything, just like how the Force is in everything.
So, is there no one to stop Grogu? Like no one there to. Grogu's in already. We've already seen him like go super dark and like choke Cara Dune just for arm wrestling, right? Like he ain't gonna let go. He's just gonna keep choking and squeezing him. Like I think Goku ends up like and I love Goku, but I think Goku ends up like that Dark Trooper that Luke squished.
Like, why are you talking about my daddy,
Mr. Porter?
Hey, you know what? I don't know too much about Goku, but I'm a Grogu fan. I'll go with Grogu.
You get with the home team. We got a Goku from Perp, a Grogu from Rosales, Grogu again. Goku. I'm thinking of Attack on Titan more, bro. That trailer was fire. Anyways, hello everyone. We got Trinity who says it also depends on how the situation builds up. I think the Grogus have it.
Hey, chill. Chill. Founding Titan Aaron versus Grogu. Who wins?
Yeah, you're just way too tall. Yeah, I give it to the Titan. The Titan would take Grogu. Number 7. What does Star Wars have in common with NBA Slam Dunk Contest?
They miss. Well, I mean, look, the Star Wars as of recent has not been consistent with the slam dunks, but they have some every once in a while. They haven't been super.
That's what I mean. It's the consistency for me.
Well,
sometimes you're going to get in
slam dunk contest because people didn't like that recent slam dunk contest.
The unexpected nature of slam dunk contests, I think, is what they have in common, right? Like Star Wars right now is very unexpected. Everything they're doing is not what people are expecting them to do. Yep. I think, like you said earlier with Palps, I think this is a long con. I think everybody is being very short-sighted in the narrative that they're putting out right now. And when all the cards are on the table, I think people are going to have a better interpretation of what they're going for.
Mike,
what they have in common is that Grogu and McClunk can both dunk. So that
I'll take it. Both have more fans than the WNBA. That is
that's savage.
Facts.
In a way.
A fact.
Let's go. Me, ASF during the slam dunk contest. Yeah. It's a sleeper. The next question is, how would this end? It's getting hot in here, so
Take off all your clothes.
I still think it goes the same way.
Look at this guy over here. How would that end? Yeah, it's getting hot in here, so something with a Wampa. Something. Come on, guys. Let's be creative.
It's getting hot in here, so take off to Naboo.
Take off to Naboo. There's a lot of sand. Yeah.
Hot in here.
I'll take it.
So
Live chat, this one's for you. It's getting hot in here. So that was a lame question. You know, when I was writing that, I thought like this would be a cool one. Yeah. Look at Mike.
So take off all your force. I don't know.
Take off all your force.
Is there a character who has a name that rhymes?
Clones. Bingo. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clones.
That's the winner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Question number 9. What happened to that Wampa fur? All we know is that it was sliced up from Han. Han got to use a lightsaber, and he didn't have Jedi powers. He slices up that Wampa. You know they didn't just let that go, did they? They had to have used that fur for something. I bet you in the 7th movie, when old man Han is wearing a parka up in the Starkiller base, that is the fur of the Wampa he slayed. He did not let that Wampa fur go to waste. He wears it to remind himself.
Nah, that Wampa fur went to waste.
No, I refuse to believe that. Han Solo, the scavenger, what was he? Not scavenger. He's a something.
Smuggler.
That word. He smuggled that fur. He's like, this is worth a lot in a couple systems down the road. I'm going to keep it. And, he sold a little bit of it. Then he kept it as a keepsake because you want to be able to say you took out a Wampa, right? So you get to wear that jacket and you get to say, this is from that Wampa that I slayed. Even if
wait. Oh, you talking about the wait.
In Hoth, in the 2nd movie in Empire Strikes Back, he actually used the lightsaber to get a Wampa down. And then he stuffed Luke inside of it to be warm.
That's a Wampa. I'm over it. It ain't nothing worthy. A Wampa is not that worthy. A Wampa is like a horse, basically. That's a horse.
You're disrespecting Wampas.
People use Wampas for like.
They're using it as a space rug in Hoth up there.
It's a space rug at the base.
I mean, if it was the what's the
to maybe a lightsaber fire.
What's that giant snow yeti that Luke killed?
Bro, Luke didn't kill it. The snow yeti was killed by Han.
Now that's worthy fur to keep. The snow yeti fur.
Yeah, that's what the Wampa is, K-Dot.
No, you just said the Wampa is the thing that he stuffed him inside of.
Both. Oh wait, what am I talking about? Hold on, wait a minute.
Because he stuffed him inside the
I'm wrong.
The horse thing.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. I need to watch that movie again. I apologize. Han Solo is a saint. Luke still smells like Wampa chitlings. Yeah, I'm wrong with that one. My bad. Question number 10 of Star Wars Burning Questions, Mike. What was Star Wars' presence on Vine? Remember Vine, the 6-second app?
I mean, I don't really remember any.
Yeah, what is it? It's like a video and then it disappears.
Yeah, it would disappear.
It
would loop.
If it's a video and it disappears, it might be like the sequels. So that's what the presence in Vine. No, look, I like the sequels.
Star Wars presence.
Sequels.
I don't really. Oh, remember the chair thing, the chair meme, where it sounded like a Wookiee.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
That was it. That's the legacy right there.
I remember that Star Wars meme.
What does Aaron say here? Tauntaun. Oh, the Tauntaun is the name of the beast. Thank you. Obsession. You want to skip this? What is Star Wars' presence on Vine?
What's Vine?
That's what I thought. It was that thing from 10 years ago.
No, I remember.
True or false? Tarkin talked to Vader like a dog.
No.
True.
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 2 trues, 1 false. Mr. Porter?
Yeah, sure.
I think
Oh man.
Oh, man.
I want to
I think
say
I
I was
Tarkin
saying
is
true, but I'm gonna say false. He talks down to him, but not like a dog.
According to aggressively relaxing, he talks down to him like a dog. So that would be 3 people who say true versus you 2. Let's look at the comment section to see who else says true. No one wrote a comment yet. That true pretty much, says Aaron. It's a true statement. Come on now. This guy is knew him as a youngster. We saw the meeting in the Clone Wars. He talks to him like a dog.
nah, because
He doesn't respect him for sure.
Mm.
You know, and he doesn't respect the Dark Force, which is a problem for not believing it.
Your internet was a little bit scratchy, but I got the most of it. Diesel also joins and says that it's true. Next question. Echo is more of a Bad Batch than Echo is a 501st. A Bad Batch or a 501st? To me, yeah. Echo, you are a Bad Batch member. You had more focus there. You were very much of a supporting character in the Clone Wars when you were on the 501st. This is true. Echo is most certainly the Bad Batch label and branding. True.
I will say no answer because I have not seen Bad Batch.
I mean, it's his loyalties are more towards the 501st, towards what he calls his brothers, right? Yes, the Bad Batch are the group that he possibly feels the most connected with now that he's half a droid, but ultimately I think his loyalties still lie with Rex and the 501st and the rest of the commanders, Cody, Wolf, Gregor. I think his loyalties lie more to them because the Bad Batch can take care of themselves as a group before he showed up. He feels like he was missing during his time away, like he let them down somehow.
You went with false. I went with true. Aaron went with true. Diesel went with false. Okay, I like it when it's divisive. Okay, we got, is Echo the girl clone? No, that's Omega. Echo is the dude with the cybernetics to enhance him. Aaron likes that answer. Mike Porter.
That's Omega.
Is this true or false? Is Echo part of Bad Batch or is Echo the 501st guy? Because that was a good answer with the loyalty.
I mean, it's like Obsession says. I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, he's going to be more loyal to the 501st now, but he's a brother of a Bad Batch. So right now, I'll say the 501st.
501st loyalties come first. 13. True or false, Luke Skywalker is dead. And I'm talking about after the 9th movie. Did he actually die? He's a ghost. Hi, Rey. I'm here with Leia. Did he die? Is this true or is this false? Chillmonger's heart says that it's false. It's false. It's still real to me. He's still alive. They can do anything they want. This is Star Wars. There's magic and goblins and everything. We can make Luke alive again.
No.
And then why are the other Jedi dead?
No.
He can't be the only a Jedi that gets to live.
Because the way he went out, that you could explain in the 8th Last Jedi that, when you do that thing that makes your body go to another planet, it just takes so much mana.
I mean, personally, I hope Luke stays dead. I never want to see Luke come back. Luke has lost all my respect, so deuces to Luke. And, I'm on this Grogu hype train now. We team Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's false. It's false.
No, I mean he's dead. He's Force Ghost. If they're gonna play that card, it's not gonna be with Mark Hamill. It's not gonna be with an actor that's already an established presence. If they do that, they're gonna do it with Adam Driver, if anything.
Mr. Porter, Luke dead?
Yeah, going forward, we've already seen his ghost. And I don't think we saw Adam Driver's ghost. So, going forward, we've already seen Luke as a ghost. And unless it's, flash, Luke Skywalker is dead.
No.
Refuse to believe that. Physically dead. He's dead to me. This is true. He's part of the cosmic force now. I don't care, honestly. And we got Diesel with, unfortunately, Landon and Star Wars is dead. I knew it was going to go there. Number 14, true or false, a lightsaber is civilized.
False. Well, it depends how you use it. Because
no, there's only one thing to use a lightsaber with. Come on.
What?
It's for harming.
Yeah, but it's like a gun. But a gun isn't. It depends how it's used. Are you using self-defense? Are you straight up attacking someone offensively? It depends. But no, it's not a civilized thing to do. But if you're using it to defend yourself,
is that like hitting them and saying you suck at the same time? Is that what?
That's uncivilized.
Uncivilized.
Everyone was really convincing when he said so uncivilized. So I want to believe that this is true.
It's a civilized weapon in that it is much like a knife. Obviously, swords. You have to be in close proximity unless you're, obviously going to throw it like Vader does on a regular basis. But it seems like it's a more civilized weapon just because you can't just shoot somebody from far away. It's not a reckless weapon. If you're reckless with it, you see how Din is using it in Mandalorian. He hasn't figured it out. He hurts himself. It is a civilized weapon. You need training. You need to be able to handle it in a proper way. It's not like a blaster where you just pick up and pull a trigger, right? That's an uncivilized weapon.
Mike?
Yeah. Obsession said it.
Kata, when you're typing, I can hear it on the stream.
Keyword trained.
You cut out for a second, Mike. So you said it's like a blaster.
So I'm saying it's true because of the training.
It's true.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. True. Okay. He's dead, Jim. I mean, it cauterizes wounds, so true. A sword is more civilized weapon compared to firearms. All right, guys, I'll give it to you guys. I guess it's true. The Force dyad must be male and a female. Is this true or is this false? Showmonger says false. A Force dyad does not, because the only one we've seen was with Rey and with Ben.
I don't think it's just a romantic thing. So false.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's false. I mean, we did see it in KOTOR with Bastila and with Revan. So it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's just been written that way thus far.
Okay, I didn't know it was part of KOTOR. To my knowledge, the dyad thing was invented in 2019.
No, the KOTOR takes the dyad stuff way back to Bastila and to Revan during KOTOR.
All right. Diesel says that it is true. Force dyad. Answer the question. Is it true or is it false? Just let us know, Landon. Let us know how you feel. I don't know how to interpret that. That may be like, I'm laughing. I don't know. You got to answer. False. My theory is that Anakin and Grogu could have been one. They were born in the same year. Anakin would have been 50-year-old. Darth Vader would have been a 50-year-old Vader chilling with the Mandalorian. Could have been. Revan and Bastila did it first. Everyone says false. Anakin and Padme were the most toxic relationship. Mike Porter, what do you think about this question?
False.
The most toxic relationship. I mean, romantic relationship, possibly that I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say true on this. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. But we'll go with true. Yeah,
I'm gonna keep this false.
Uh-huh.
You're going false. You're going true. I don't know which way to go right now. I can see.
I mean, I don't like toxic in one sense because I don't think nothing's really toxic about it. Like I don't like if you're saying in episode 3, like after he became evil, then yeah. But I mean, he never really been toxic. I mean, he never really abused her.
She abused him. He was a child. He was a baby, and she knocked in the cradle.
He was a baby too.
He was a little boy, and she's rocking the cradle. Yes, it was toxic. Inappropriate.
Wait, how old was Padme again? Because Natalie Portman
was
didn't
14 when
look-
they met. When she became queen, she was 13 or 14. She was a teenager, and Anakin was what, like 8 or 9, 10 maybe.
Are you an angel?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. I'm sorry, but that one was toxic from Jump Street. She's you know, if that would have been today, that would have been some. I'm not even going to say the word, but that's awful.
Hey, but it's space though, different rules.
different rules.
This is true. It's the most toxic. 20th anniversary of KOTOR. This is true. Padme overlooked all the red flags. Don't forget the red flags Anakin had to have overlooked. The relationship between Palpatine and his cloned granddaughter was more toxic. Your boyfriend wanted to rule the galaxy, coping his mother's death. Nah, bro, this is toxic. He choked her. That was the first victim of the Anakin choke, and even he used that.
I'll say this. Padme enabled stuff like not the choking part. That was after he became evil. That's when the relationship was like definitely that it's over. But in Attack of the Clones, when Anakin told her I killed children and stuff, she should have been like killed a relationship, not like disown Anakin or cast him out, but there needs to be some punishment for what he did. Is I understand he was mad and stuff, but like you're a leader, you need to correct Kelly. Him. I don't care how much you love him, you need to correct this because that's not cool.
Okay.
I killed children.
It was a toxic relationship. The only one that could compete, actually, I would say, is when Rey and Ben got together kissing. Like, ooh, that's another one where you were trying to kill each other.
Now, that's a toxic relationship. That is a toxic one. That's toxic. That's a nasty relationship.
And I'm sorry, but that's every relationship. I mean, I'm not trying to be, but somebody in every relationship thinks they can change the other one. Male, female, there's somebody in each relationship is like, I think I could change him.
Well, see, obsession.
You may not have the same beginnings in all of those other relationships. They know each other from fighting each other, movie after movie after movie.
Hey,
these guys are opposed to each other.
Attract, you know, like sometimes you know you just gotta get it.
Are you okay?
They're always for 3 movies they're fighting, then they're having a moment. Next movie they're fighting, having a romantic moment. Next movie they're fighting, then they work together. Then one of them is about to die, and then they kiss each other.
Like
that's
not good, Mike. As stan as you are, you know that wasn't right with Ben and with Rey.
The kiss, yeah, that kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I have spoken.
17.
But at the same time, that's what they were driving to. And you know, for
was that
some
a dad
people,
joke? Driving to?
And let me ask a question, because didn't Sidious it could have been taken totally something different and they could have probably retconned it, but he did say in the movie, I made Anakin.
Yeah.
Did he mean that in a literal sense, like he used the Force to put the baby inside Shimi? Like
probably.
Wait. Where did he say I created him?
In episode 9, it was in the scene when Ben finally met Sidious on the planet, the Sith planet.
He said I created Anakin.
He said I created Anakin. I think he said I created Vader. He said one or the other. I remember.
Well, he did create Vader. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he necessarily created Anakin, but he did create Vader. He did plant the seeds of evil in Vader. Or not necessarily plant them, but he definitely watered the seeds of evil that were lurking in Anakin. He played the right cards. He manipulated that boy and slowly turned him. He used everything he loved against him, right? Constantly. Like, oh, you love this woman, you fear she's gonna die. I can save her. I'm the only one. Only me, right? Like he seduced that boy.
But what do you call them? The obsession. and the metachlorins.
I mean-
they did go other. So I always thought that it was, Palpatine, that the evil emperor that kind of threw it, to her, and that way he was created. Am I
mean-
really wrong on that?
I mean, it depends. We'll see how it pans out, I'm sure, over time. But I mean, ultimately, the idea was that Plagueis manipulated the Force in such a way that the Force retaliated, creating Anakin, and that the vision in the comics that Anakin has shows Palpatine with his mother, but I think it's more of it's not so much of a history lesson as much as it is of a Force vision. So I mean, ultimately the idea was that Palpatine, as the apprentice of Plagueis did a ritual that he thought was going to help him control the metachlorines, when in fact the Force retaliated and created Anakin.
Okay.
Steezel says it's true because it was doomed from the start. Yeah, this is toxic and not in a Romeo and Juliet way. No. Yeah, I think Natalie Portman, she was supposed to play Juliet in one of those movies, and they passed on her. No, he said, I created Snoke. That's what he said. His exact words were, I created Snoke. Anakin was the Force response to Sidious and Plagueis manipulating the Force.
Mhm.
So they say.
So they say. Hopefully we'll actually get to see that storyline one day in a Plagueis movie or something.
Tales of the Jedi Season 2.
Tales of the Sith.
Lucasfilm, get on it. The next question is, has 8 episodes been satisfying or not? It has been. And Boba Fett was 7 episodes, but like those last 3 episodes were like on top notch. This is true for me. They are lengthy. They provide a lot of conversation. True. Mike, is this true or is this false?
8 episodes of The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Or are we talking? Okay. Yeah, I've been rewatching a lot of the MCU Phase 4.
I'm getting you. You're a bit
And,
choppy, but yeah, you're
episode.
saying yes.
Yeah, I'm choppy. That's terrible. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was 6 episodes. So I'm just going to agree, yes, true. 8 episodes has been satisfying.
K-Dot, true or false? 8 episodes has been satisfying for you.
I mean, so far only Mandalorian had 8 episodes for the first season, right?
And the second season.
I mean, I would say only the Mandalorian right now. Tales of the Jedi, and that Star Wars, the anime Star Wars.
Visions?
Yeah, Visions. Those have been the only shows that like the Visions have 8 episodes because Tales of the Jedi only had like 6.
I thought they had 9.
I don't remember. I think it did.
But they were still short and they were never consistent length. That doesn't really even count to me.
I mean, they've been. I'll say false for now. False because Book of Boba Fett.
Well, what do you say about it, Session? Is it true?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. You don't want to oversaturate. You want to leave people wondering. You gotta leave that cloak of mystery for a future season. You can't just air out all the laundry at one time. You got to leave these cliffhangers. You got to put people in suspense. So yeah, I mean, I think 8's enough. I think if you did this year round, it would get boring. I think if you did a 24 episode arc every 2 weeks, I think you would be bored of it. It would lose its luster.
17, true. Just the first 5 was kind of bad, to be honest. Bro, I'll take it. Tales of the Sith, Dawn of the Jedi versus Sith. Sure. Diesel says that it's false. Damn, you guys are really not. Visions was 9. Thank you. You guys are really not with the amount of episode length. Like, we could do it.
I think the only network that like can pull off 8 episodes very well is HBO. I give you 8 episodes of long content that is like good.
If Disney Plus did 45-minute episodes for 8 episodes every time, or hour and a half episodes like Last of Us is, then it would be a largely different story for 8 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So, my cat decided she wanted to join the party, so we're hanging back here.
It looks hella cool.
But yeah, I think that 8 episodes on a 45-minute show is pretty awesome.
It actually looks like a Star Wars ship of some sort. Are you trying to go for that?
No, this is just comfort for me. I mean, I got stuff over here because I mouse with my right hand, and it's just the way it ended up.
And you wank with your left. I know.
You know,
Question
whatever.
number 18, true or false? Navarro is the main planet of the series. Yeah, especially seeing the trailer that they do return to Navarro, seemingly. This is it. The Mandalorian is the Planet Navarro series. True. Obsession, do you agree with this?
False. I think
Oh.
I think it is the home. It's like home base, right? But I think Mandalore is the main planet of the series. It's constantly brought up. It's where everything is going to happen. Navarro is just staging to get us to the main place.
I think I have you. We disagree here. I think I'm going to get more trues than we get falses.
Okay.
Mike, true or false?
I'm going to go with false.
Damn. So,
And I don't want to expound because I'm afraid I'm choppy. But yeah, I mean, there's for the reasons that Obsession said. I think there's this is set up, but he's going to be everywhere in space. I mean, he's the Mandalorian.
okay. K-Dot, true or false? Navarro is the main planet of Mandalorian.
Navarro's that planet where the he meets up with that black dude, right?
Grief Karga, yeah.
Yes,
It is.
I mean, yeah, kind of been like the hub where they kind of just go back to. Not every episode, but he does default to go back to there to get supplies and meet up with his old buddies and stuff. I would call it the hub of this show, the hub area.
Well, me and you are alone. It's a false in the live chat. Deez Diesel gives them also. I guess they think that Mandalore is the head planet of Mandalorian. I guess I don't blame you for that. It sucks to be wrong. Mike, Obsession, congratulations. Number 19. What is the next lightsaber gimmick? We've had different colors. We even got a dark saber. We got a lightsaber that does this, and then on the side it does that. We've had people throwing lightsabers. We've had all these types of innovative versions. What next? A lightsaber that comes out of a tail? What?
The lightsaber corkscrew. Still need that.
The extendable crossguard is next. So if Kylo Ren's had the what basically were energy compensator ports, they basically made it so that the extra energy that couldn't be controlled had a space so it didn't blow up. But the next one is going to be the crossguards that are extractable at your will. So we've already seen that in Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. That's already a style that we're going to see, and that's very High Republic.
A 4-way lightsaber? What? What's Mike doing over there?
He's dancing.
The next thing, and Rihanna with the lightsaber is my umbrella. My umbrella. It's going to be an umbrella lightsaber.
Oh, like in the Visions thing. Actually, that did happen. You're right.
Yep.
There's a reason why Visions isn't canon. I don't know, man. I'm not giving them that. I think that I would rather go with something like I mentioned, like a tail, like an extension of the body, but an umbrella or something with different. That'd be interesting, though. I think that the next, I'll say body parts still.
We could even see Jocasta News because we are going to see in Survivor, we're going to see her library, her B site, basically. We could see the evolution of the lightsaber gun. So you put your lightsaber in and it extracts the energy in a beam like any other blaster bolt, but then you can pull it back out and use it. So we may see something like that, being as we're going to get back to her library, and we may see some of that like on the wall or a design or something like that.
KKK. Lightsaber gun blade
Cool.
from Perp. Luthen's saber rigged ship was a fun gimmick. We don't need any more for a while. Like the Star Tire irons. What does that mean? Visions had the most saber gimmicks. They did, and a lot of them were not well received. It's just they got away with being experimental. They got away with exposing things to the audience and then hearing what they would have thought about it. And what we all hear is that Ninth Jedi episode was so good. I hope they make it canon, and that's all. We don't hear about the cat people and all the other. Remember when they was playing to Jabba the Hutt? That little episode was lame.
Rhapsody? No, don't get me started on Rhapsody. It's the one that angered me the most. But
thank you.
Ronin was good. Ninth Jedi was good.
Mhm.
I know you guys didn't like Toby. I like Toby.
I don't know Toby to not like him.
Toby was Toby. He was the Mega Man style Jedi. It was the Mega Man looking. The little robot Jedi.
Sorry. Don't remember. Visions was the best Star Wars we got in years. And see, that's why they did it, for people like you. I know you're an anime guy, perp-minded. Number 20. What is Reva going to teach at Luke's Jedi Academy? How to survive.
How to pretend that you are intimidating, but you're not actually intimidating. How to fake intimidate somebody.
She hiding, girl.
She will be old by then. She'll have been reformed. She'll be like, yeah, me and Luke.
Yeah, she'll be old. She should be up in age by the
More
time.
likely dead.
Now, she's a survivor. She will have lived. She'll get cybernetics or something. She'll be modified. But this woman will be alive. She will be present during the Jedi Academy.
Yep.
Or she'll be dead, if you want to say she'll be dead. Mike, what do you think about it? Reva's going to be teaching at the Luke Jedi Academy?
Yeah, she's working in the lunchroom.
She's the lunch lady.
21. Did you laugh at BB-8 giving that thumbs up with the lighter? Because that was a hilarious moment. I saw it on opening weekend. Everyone laughed at it. The next time I saw the movie, everyone in the auditorium laughed at it. I laughed.
I liked it. I enjoy droids with personality. Chopper had his arms. R2 had, his whistles and his dances and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I like personality in droids.
Did you laugh? Did you audibly make a noise coming out of your throat with a ha?
I giggled. Yeah, it was fun.
There we go. K-Dot, I know you laughed at the BB-8 giving a thumbs up. You have a heart.
No.
Mike Porter laughed.
I thought it was cute, but I didn't laugh at it. I was like, oh, but then I was like, yeah. But I did say, oh.
I smiled, Aaron says. All right, I'll take a smile. It was a light moment early on. Everything was happening so fast, and she finally agreed to the deal. And it was a happy moment. Cole says I laughed on how bad Star Wars has become. You're so negative, Cole. You're so negative. You got a go obsession? I know you said you had a limited amount of time.
I got like a 10 spot. We're good.
Okay. Porter, did you laugh when BB-8 gave that thumbs up?
Yes, I laugh at everything. Yes, I laughed at it.
22. What are 2 words to describe Andor season 1? Just Andor.
I mean, fire. It was a fire sale, man. That show was people not giving it a lot of credit. That show was great. That show executed exactly with what they told us they were going to do. That show executed perfectly.
K-Dot, Andor season 1. Let's go.
Never seen.
Knew it. Mike, give me 2 words to describe Andor season 1. Not the whole thing, not just season 2, but just not about Rogue One, just season 1.
Incredible show.
Well, look at that.
Incredible show.
Effing dope. Straight fire. And then we get boring AF. I'm more towards Trinity's side where it gets to the boring. Look, compelling, engrossing. Look at this. Top tier.
Well, I mean, a lot of people expect lightsabers and Jedi and Star Wars shows. This was a show to specifically show the oppression of the Empire. 100% boot on the throat of everybody, and nobody safe nowhere, not even the rich on a vacationing planet. Like everybody, they executed perfectly in showing us that there is more to the Star Wars galaxy than just Jedis and lightsabers.
That did happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
the stranglehold they had. I mean,
And it's seedy as hell. It's meant to be dark. It's meant to be twisted. It's not supposed to be this happy ending. We know how this dude dies, right? We know that he has a reputation for being a total jerk, right? But he gets things done, right? Like it's a brilliant story into the acquiring of Cassian Andor by the rebellion. It's brilliant.
They had quality writers, best writing, casting, and acting of any Star Wars, in my opinion. All right.
And people had the most negative things to say about this guy controlling Tony Gilroy and his team. People were like, I'm going to do it on your stream too.
How are you going to hire somebody that doesn't know Star Wars?
That's all it was, man. It was so much hate. This guy doesn't know Star Wars. He admits he doesn't know Star Wars. Dude wrote an amazing Star Wars show. You're muted, my guy.
I was saying, yeah, it was a good Star Wars show. You want to give it amazing? Fine. Consequences, though, since we know the direction everything's going, since everyone they were introduced or everyone they had isn't like a new introduction. Nothing's being, I want to say added, but I know you're going to combat that.
Luthen's character was brand new, never explored in the past. Main part focus of the rebellion, getting the Empire to bait them into more harsh conditions to execute more people to make it more exciting and palpitating to be part of the rebellion. Yeah, dude, this show did everything they promised and then some.
However, if you look at episodes like, remember how they were in prison for like 3 weeks in a row? And the question is just to give 2 words about Andor. I guess we're going there. The thing with that is like, it's contained. We're going to solve this prison problem. He's going to get out and then we're off. I don't even think we're going to see, what's his name's character? Andy Serkis' character again. I thought like, it's over.
I'd like for them to torture him a bunch, but I mean, but then the post-cred scene gives that whole arc meaning, right? So they didn't just throw that prison arc away. The post-cred scene gave that entire thing meaning. That whole arc of how Cassian has to figure a way out. Great, yeah, prison break. But the fact that they're making pieces for a larger project that they have no idea what they're making is pretty epic. And not to mention those two that we see in Rogue One, those two don't pair up and go do things together that escape. No, they go. He's like, we got to go. We got to tell everybody about this. This is crazy. There's a motive for this show. It's not just a blind, like, another Star Wars show. Like, okay, cool. No, they had direct motive. They knew exactly where they were going. They hired top-notch writers. It looks gritty. It feels gritty. The opening 10 seconds, somebody gets shot in the face. Like, that's Star Wars, man. That's great Star Wars.
Somebody getting shot in the face. Great Star Wars.
In the face.
But those two characters who show up and then you actually see them in Rogue One. Yeah, that was a cool.
And you had the
Yeah.
you had the Star Wars ships as well. You know, I mean, to me, when they say it's not very Star Wars, the only thing it wasn't was Jedi. Right. Everything else was definitely Star.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The House of Nerd Show is joining the stream. He said he's got a website coming soon too. Nice. Hello,
what's
Sergio.
going on? What's going on, my man? How you doing? Thank you, Chill, for the invite.
Okay. You were in the live chat. You were just talking about how much you like the show. Go. You have 60 seconds uninterrupted. Go.
I seen that. Listen, straight off the bat, Andor is the best Disney Plus Star Wars content that we've seen, and it's not even really close, to be honest, man. The production was top tier, the writing, the casting. I was hooked every episode. Andy Serkis's performance was great, man. He crushed the role. Yeah, man. You know, I love seeing kind of the boots to the ground, the day-to-day kind of like details that we got in Andor. There was a lot of mythos. There was a lot of you know, those details that you don't may not have typically seen on a film or stuff. So I mean, I enjoyed it top to bottom. Really, to be honest, I don't have anything to critique or to criticize about the show off the top of my head. I thought it was spectacular television, man. Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you to Star Wars Obsession. You're out of here. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's exactly how that's spelled. He does live streams
Thank you,
and
guys.
more.
That was so much fun.
Peace.
Later, man.
We got still back to 4 people. You came in at the right time, Sergio.
Hey, man, I heard Andor and I said let me pop in real quick.
That might be the last Andor question, though. I'm sorry.
That's okay, my man. I'm with it.
What does Luke do for money after Jedi? After Return of the Jedi, the 6th movie, Mike, what do you think he's doing? We don't see him until like the Mandalorian, so that's like a good 6 years. Mike.
Well, we know he's teaching the academy, but what does he do for money? Maybe he's doing the same thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi is. Maybe he's just getting odd job.
I think he just wait after.
You know.
I mean, he gotta be. Oh, sorry.
True. No, I'm good.
Well, no. One thing that's happening is like when Mike starts his answers, we're usually like listening perfectly fine. And then once that answer gets into like 10 seconds later, we're like, oh, it just got quiet. And we think, okay, it's our turn to talk. And then like the stream catches up and it gives us everything that you were going to say. That's like the second time it happened in a row. It's weird. But you were finished your answer, right, Mike?
Oh, that's weird. Yes.
K-Dot?
I will say, well, I'm assuming he's probably getting some money from serving, with the rebels. But I mean, they're a rebel force. I mean, they're not really. They're trying to become a group that can establish a power. They don't have any power like that. Maybe he's getting his veteran check. But I think with Luke, once he decides to do the school, he's just kind of living off the land or just living off whatever
Yeah, and that's my answer. He's the guy who doesn't have much. He doesn't need much, but he gets off through favor. Hey, I'm the guy who helped the galaxy. Oh, you'll have me here, and I can sleep here for okay, cool. And that's what Luke is all about. He is living. We know he could do it. In the sequel trilogy, we see him fishing when he knows how to get some food and handle himself. So yeah,
right.
What he does for money, nothing. He's not interested. If he needs something, maybe Leia will hook him up because she comes from money. But I don't think he's doing much, right? House of Nerd Show.
I was just about to say, Leia, she comes from that big money. She's generational money. So, he's probably, hit me up. Times are tough. The Rebel Alliance, veterans check is not making ends meet. So, Leia's definitely got his back for sure.
She doesn't start an OnlyFans account. No, he does not. Meet me halfway for what? It's okay to disagree. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking to Aaron up there? Yeah. Cole says, I don't think he needs money. He can live without it and do the school.
Yeah.
I agree with K-Dot. You can join the stream if you want, Cole. I DM'd you a minute ago.
He's 24 on Star Wars. You can't give him that opportunity.
I need members. I need people because I sent the invitation to a couple of guys who didn't respond, and I assumed they would respond. So I didn't book enough people. Number 24. Which Bad Batch member needs to be featured more? I think that let's Mike, you first. We are gonna have the exact same answer. Which of the Bad Batches needs to be featured?
The member.
Yeah.
For the most.
Who's missing?
I would say Hunter. We don't get enough of Hunter. Hunter's the leader, and we just don't see him as much.
You kind of have a case here. I just feel like Crosshair needs more. He had one episode that he was in, and every other time we've seen him, he's just been background. and just completely ignored. So Hunter, yeah, he's the leader. He should be leading, but it's an ensemble cast. Omega gets her screen time, so it's not her. Hunter is in that group, yes. Hunter probably.
He left. Crosshair left the Bad Batch, so he's not really a part of it. You know, even though we want to see the reunion, or we want to see, you know, the conflict, whatever they're going to do. But yeah, I want to see more of him too. But Hunter is the leader. You know, I need to.
Okay, Aaron.
So how big is the delay?
It's not that bad. Like we get like 3 seconds of silence, and we're like, "Oh, he's done talking." Because sometimes it'll get silent, and I'm like, in a minute, he's gonna keep talking. But when I realize that you're done, I go, "Oh shit, okay, my turn now." It's not that bad. I agree with Chillmonger. Yeah, you got to agree with Chillmonger. It's all,
you know,
no, you're fine. You don't have to actually leave. Like we'll just tolerate the breaks. That's all.
We can thug it out.
Yeah. I know you guys don't watch Bad Batch, do you? Sergio, K-Dot, are you guys up to speed on on the episodes?
No, I don't watch any Bad Batch.
Then we go to question 25. He says the delay shouldn't be more than 5 seconds. Yeah, that's just life, though. Crosshair should come into play more towards the end. I hope so. Anzo in the building. He just typed his keyboard and pressed enter. That's all. Shout out to you, Anzo. I gave up on Bad Batch, honestly. It got boring. It's not that boring. 20. Where are we? I'm here. 25. When did Leia fall in love with Han? When was the moment that she fell in love with Han? Was it when she actually, when he was being taken and she said, "I love you"? I know. I think by then, that when she verbally said it, she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna decide to love him." That was the moment that it happened.
I mean, I think it took more until the second film, but I think she started like feeling him when she challenged him. Because Leia is she's very much assertive. She doesn't back down, not even to men. She will question you. She'll come at you because she's a princess. I think when Han was the only one that was really challenging her and not like just praising her, or just, he didn't care if she was a princess or not, and he treated her kind of like a normal person.
I'll tell you exactly when it happened. When they were in that trash compactor, she was looking for a pipe, try to stop the walls from coming in. She grabbed some and she realized it wasn't the pipe, and then she said, "Okay,
like, what is this?
Okay,
I'm happy to see you too."
I'm putting it out there. I feel like that's when it happened. She realized what it was built with.
Okay, so K-Dot says the second movie. House of Nerd says the first movie. What do you say, Mike?
No, I'm saying the first movie, but I think it developed more in the second film. But the first movie, she started showing interest when Han was not treating her like everybody else treating her, a princess. He was,
Yeah.
I think she liked that. She like a bad boy.
Yeah, the chemistry was there.
She like a rough criminal.
So you're saying the first movie also?
The chemistry was there. I think she kissed Luke to make him feel what's the word I'm looking for? Old man here, I can't speak. But anyway, yeah, to make him feel a certain way. But yeah, by the second we knew, I'll agree with everybody else. But by the first, it was developing.
Marcus, he's from the YouTube channel Back of the Bus. When did when did Leia fall in love with Han? When? I can't hear him. Can anyone else hear him?
No, I can't hear him. I can't hear him.
You're not muted on StreamYard. I think your microphone just isn't plugged or something. I think I heard something. In the comments, don't agree with Chill. What do you mean don't agree with Chill? You gotta agree with me. Are we doing the alphabet? Okay, B.
No,
that's
Chill.
Good. Yeah.
Just a follow-up question. What did Han do to mess up having a wife with all that money? What did he do to mess it up? He did something. Or she did. What happened?
Something happened.
How
Something
you
happened for
ruin
sure.
that? You literally hit the jackpot. You got a woman who's rich, she's a princess, and you messed that up. How?
Han is he's a free spirit, man. You know, he's got to do his own thing.
Goodness gracious me.
But see, Han,
Can you
Han, you know, look, if Han still want to do his illegal smuggling stuff, he could have done that on the side, but use her money to fund it. He messed it up, you know, because he not like, well, what did him and Chewie got? I know Chewie don't got no money to fund a little operation. They working with scraps.
They're
I think it's Ben. I think the whole Ben thing kind of screwed it up. And you know, when you have a problem with a child, you've heard it so much. I don't have any children, but I act like one. You know, it will mess up a man.
Yep.
Kathleen happened. We got Diesel says bad writing destroyed their relationship. Their marriage was very stable in the old canon.
We talking about Leia and Han? Can you hear me?
Yes. So Leia and Han.
I said when she said it right before he got frozen over, he was like, "I love you," and he's like, "I know." That was the like the heartfelt, or at least where they were trying to show it. They were trying to make it definitive at that point. She had, she vocalized it. So
good. We're on the same page when it comes to that. The next question is 26. Which species is the evilest? I think everyone can agree it's the Trandoshan. Can you agree with that, Sergio, that the Trandoshans, Bosk, the reptilians are the most evil?
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100% agreeance.
Sergio says he 100% agrees because he doesn't know what a Trandoshan is.
Never mind.
He thinks he can get away. At least Marcus was admitting, okay, after I explained reptiles, right?
Yeah, I didn't know at first, and then you started
but you never hid behind it like Sergio. Sergio's just like, I agree 100%. He just wanted to fill in space. That's why he got
That's it. That's the right answer.
Chillmonger, could I change my answer for this question?
Yeah.
And Anza would agree with me. It's actually the Tusken Raiders, and I'll tell you exactly why.
Hold on, you're gonna say Tusken Raiders after we got all that wicked background in
I was about to say in Boba Fett.
In Boba Fett,
even then.
Come on
right?
now, bro.
See, but this only applies to Tusken Raiders. They're absolutely a species of people that you can judge off one person, and it reflects all of them. They get that. They get that. And this is I say because of this. The Tusken Raiders been beefing with the Skywalkers for years. Remember in the first movie, Luke out there living in his farm and stuff. He's driving, and then he just that drive-by happened. He just gets the Tusken Raiders, and the reason they do that is because they got beef with his daddy. They know his daddy. They're like, because they remember what happened. His daddy slaughtered.
Yeah.
And then Luke knows nothing about this beef. He just gets shot at every single day, and he's shooting at a harmless little boy that has done nothing wrong. Because of his daddy. It's them Tusken Raiders, man. Them Tusken Raiders.
Speaking facts, K-Dot, I gotta agree with you on that. It's them damn Tusken Raiders. 100%.
Well, just because they have a long-standing beef doesn't make them the toughest or the most evil. It just makes them they're most persistent.
Hey, listen, they took Anakin's mom and was probably going to eat her. So, you know what I mean? That's why when we say Anakin killed the
took
kids,
a soccer mom and got dealt with because of it,
Right, exactly. That's why when Anakin killed them and killed those kids, me and K-Dot say, F them kids, kill them too. They all need to die.
Wait, question real quick. How did they so when they got Shimi, because I remember she was sold to another family, but did the Raiders break into the main, city in Tatooine and take her?
Yeah, they were.
I don't think they really explain. Yeah.
When she was sold to another family, that was Uncle Owen's family with and Mars.
Right.
That was their family that lived in that little igloo of sand. So after
then they grabbed her there.
Then from there it just took her like she was free and she had she had a good life. So that's positive. The next question,
right? Because she was with Waldo, and Waldo was the one that freed her and sold her to what's his name? Waldo? Whatever
Watto.
his name is, that blue creature? Watto, yeah. Because Watto owned them, and then when Anakin came back, he was like, he sold her, but the guy freed her. And then they fell in love. So yeah.
Mike Porter, back in the building. We can see you. And the next question is, which species is the most good?
What species is
Goodest?
Because I told evilist, so it's goodest.
Goodest, right? Okay.
Whatever
Shut up.
species Jar Jar is.
Jar Jar? The gun
Whatever
guns?
his species is.
I
They
don't
seem
know.
pretty wholesome, pretty harmless. I don't shudder when I see one of those things come through the door, especially Jar Jar.
I hate to say anything from the sequels, but it's got to be the Porgs.
Are they?
They got to be the Porgs.
They don't do enough, though. They don't. You can say they're cute, they're innocent, they're pure. They don't do enough. I was gonna say humans.
I'll say Yoda's people. I mean, because you don't.
3 out of 3. You're right.
I think it's because you don't see them so often that they're not in other people's
But
business.
they're like basically extinct. So like it's not like you're saying.
I'm sorry. Does the
good
question
by
say
way
which
of-
extinct species is the goodest?
No, but I'm saying it's like they're the goodest by circumstance, not because virtue. You know.
Agree.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if they're extinct yet. Like they never really went into depth on it, and
Basically, when it's only like
Yeah.
2 of you alive still.
But I mean, based off, let's just go off of Yoda in the the prequel era. His species did kind of keep to themselves. We barely seen them around. I'm assuming they're a species that's very recluse. You know, people that keep to themselves are people that they're not so bad. They just keep to themselves and they chill. They don't really mess with anybody else.
Oh,
Mike?
Mike, bro.
You are muted. Your microphone. There we go.
Okay, sorry about that. I was going to say whatever species Yoda is. You know, you have what is her name? Yodel.
Yaddle.
You know, she died of Dooku, and we know how she was. We know how Yoda is. Now Grogu, he's got a little bit of a dark side. He'll choke people and everything like that. But he's a
eat
kid.
baby eggs.
You know,
I agree.
yeah,
Yep.
he's a baby.
No,
Oh
he
yeah,
ate the baby
he's a
eggs.
carnivore. Yeah, he ate the little egg pot
Yeah,
things.
he ate the little fish eggs. The one's eggs. Yeah, that was evil.
He was hungry. He doesn't understand. So
Nah, I ain't trying to hear that.
No, you're kind of that wasn't
No. Chill. I have to say he understood because at one point it looked like he was like trying to sneak it. You know what I mean? So he knew he wasn't supposed to do it.
He told him stop. The first time he
Yeah.
was doing it like in a cave, and then the second time was like on the ship. He snuck and did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we stand by that answer anymore? I don't know, Mike. Does Grogu ruin it for everyone?
I'm going to say because he is, even though he's 50,
Exactly.
he's kind of a baby. And I'm just going to say that he's kind of selfish. So I'm going to go with that. But I think overall, I think he understands, good and bad at this point, because I don't think he would be on the side of the Mandalore as much, even though I know he's kind of like a father figure.
The ancient Sith were the species that were the most evil because they were actual species. I'm going with Yoda species as a good guy. Yoda species is definitely what we're going to go with here. I've only seen like 4 or 5 of them, and they've all been nice. Number 28. Yoda and Mace were the big 2, okay? In that prequel era, who was Jedi number 3 in that group?
Oh, that's Qui-Gon. Easy.
Qui-Gon.
Gotta be Qui-Gon. Definitely.
I mean, he was only there in Phantom Menace, though. So if we're being honest, it's probably Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it's Obi-Wan.
But
did
power set
Qui-Gon ever?
Definitely Qui-Gon. Before
Did Obi-Wan ever surpass Qui-Gon? And after watching Qui-Gon for the first movie, did you ever go, yeah, that Kenobi guy's on the same level?
Yoda was definitely not big 2.
What?
Yoda was a big 2, bro. Come on.
Maybe top 5, not 2.
No, Yoda was the guy in that council.
That's Timothy.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yoda couldn't even give Mace that work if he wanted to.
Goodness gracious me.
But no, he is. And
So wait,
And I
but
would
wait,
say
wait,
if
wait,
you
wait.
go with, yeah,
I was gonna say we saw Yoda go head to head with Palpatine, and that was basically a stalemate between the two of them.
Yeah.
And then we saw Palpatine and Mace.
He was running
and we
though.
see
He was
what
running
that
though.
result was.
He was
Well,
running though.
I guess no, he beat Palpatine. It was Anakin who fucked it all up. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. I know they have this in the comic book shop. My bad. Who messed it all up. It was Anakin. Mace really beat Palpatine. So if we're talking transitive properties here, he may be better than
gonna
Yoda.
win. I'm telling you that Yoda.
Mace was gonna win.
Yoda was running. He was scared. Like, oh damn, he was getting messed up.
But if the argument is that those two are top two, those were the only ones pre Vader that could, and obviously Luke that could stand with Palpatine. Was Yoda.
Well, I would say,
Windu.
yeah, I would say Yoda did kind of beat Dooku. Dooku had to like pretty much threaten Obi-Wan and Anakin for Yoda to stop fighting, right?
Yeah.
Remember, he started to throw the rocks and they started to fall, and Yoda had to save. It wasn't rocks; it was that little pipe thing. So he had to stop fighting to save him. So Dooku was pretty much scared of the rest of the fight. So I would say Yoda did kind of win that one. I wouldn't say it was a stalemate. Sorry.
Okay, Mike Porter. The question is whether or not, who's the third? Yoda and Mace. I come with the understanding that they're the big two. Just give me the third.
You look in the council room, you look at all the Jedi that are in the council room. Number 3 is the Conehead dude.
Chaotic.
I have to agree with Mike, because remember in Order 66 when they was all getting shot up, he was like, look, he saw all his homies getting shot up, and he ran up on the clones. He was like, man, freak all this. He ran right in the battle. He got shot up.
Okay.
He had a heart.
But if you watch Revenge of the Sith, right? When you talk about the big 3, it's Yoda, Mace, and Obi-Wan. They're all sitting there discussing Anakin. So I thought at that point Obi-Wan was like in the group to where they could actually have these kind of discussions with him. So for me, it's Obi-Wan.
Okay, but what does it mean? Being on the council is nothing if Qui-Gon could surpass all of these guys, and we can say in 10 minutes.
Dead. He's dead. He's not there anymore.
He made such a lasting
impression.
Talking
about ifs and maybes.
And he was there. He was speaking to Yoda. Oh, let me allow you to commune through the Force. So he was there in spirit.
Wasn't Qui-Gon the first one who was able to, from the afterlife, to didn't Yoda say that he discovered? Like, come on now. How is he not the top 3?
Because he's no longer tangible. He can't go out and fight anymore, guys. Like, yes, he may be the more overall powerful character. He's not number 3 Jedi because he's no longer living.
They're all no longer living. And the question is about who was. So that's past tense. I think we can squeeze Qui-Gon in here. If you disagree with the opinion because he's not number 3, fine. If your case is about him living or he didn't last that long enough, I don't want to hear it.
How does the top Jedi not make it out of one movie? Obi-Wan made it through 2 trilogies, pretty much.
Qui-Gon was in the Kenobi show like last year, so Qui-Gon counts. He's like, we want to. Okay, whatever. Okay. Number 29. What does Yoda's skin feel like? Mike Porter, this question's for you. All right. You ever watch one of those movies, slow it down, and be like, the texture of that skin? Or is it sticky? Is it soft? What is his skin like? The Yoda species, or is it not a species-wide thing? Does she condition her skin and lotion it up, and hers is different? It did look a little bit different in the animation. What does Yoda's skin feel like?
I've never even thought of this, but I guess leather. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crinkly. Yeah, kind of like elephant, maybe.
It's got the physical properties of an elephant. All right.
Say whatever the puppet was made out of. That's what it feels like.
Okay, you're right, Anzo. K-Dot, what does Yoda's skin feel like?
I'm gonna go with leather. It probably does feel like leather. Some alligator skin.
All right. Marcus says
everybody's already said leather and took my answer, so I'm gonna go with like a latex polymer poly blend.
Sergio, what does Yoda's skin feel like?
I'll tell you this. Everybody on this panel knows exactly what it feels like. I have a feeling it's very similar to the male sack. I'm saying, I'm putting it out there. Yo, hey, you know,
I second
No.
that one.
I never tried it. No,
It is wrinkly skin. I mean,
it's wrinkly. You know, it's got the hairs and yeah, come on.
Goodness gracious me.
We know this.
Bro, I think I'm falling in love with this drop. I found multiple ways to use C-3PO saying the words.
Goodness gracious me.
This is a little 1 second. Goodness
I like
gracious me.
that. Yeah, I like it. I like
I'll
it.
keep that for every Star Wars stream. I rotate through a couple of these, but that one's staying along with this one.
You want to go home and rethink your life?
I want to go home and rethink my life.
There's a lot of reasons to use that one in the
Yeah,
comments.
I could use that one too. Trust me.
Yoda is the most powerful. Mace was second only to Yoda, according to George Lucas himself. Yeah, we're not even discussing. Plo Koon, he was on the council. Qui-Gon wasn't the first Force ghost, just the first during that era.
Kid Fisto was underrated though. Like him in the Clone Wars, he was tight. Kid Fisto was tight in Clone Wars. He sucked in Revenge of the Sith, but he was tight in the Clone Wars.
Diesel says he feels like rubber. I don't know. We're not gonna top the ball sack, or rather the.
No, we're not.
But I thought Qui-Gon was the first Force ghost. Am I mistaken? Who was the first? If it wasn't Qui-Gon, then
He says the first during that era. So maybe like people used to do it in the past, and you know the last guy who knew how to do it died.
Yeah, but is that canon, or are we talking about legends?
Diesel, let us know. Was it canon or was it legends in the live chat?
Yeah.
The next question, 30. Onzo, if you could undo the Holdo maneuver, or Luke and Leia kissing each other, which of these two would you have to undo? Could you live with a little bit of incest, or
I'll live with the incest. I'm getting rid of that Holdo maneuver. I'm taking that out.
Wow, what does that say about us fans? Because I agree with that. I'll keep it. Sister kissing, no problem.
I'm
gonna go with
maneuver,
undo the Holdo problem. Marcus, you were gonna undo the Last Jedi Holdo on that ship, goes into light speed, breaks another ship, and then it leaves us all asking, how is that even possible? Would you undo that? Just for a little peck on the cheek, maybe on the lips, but
hey guys, we're doing this live over a film franchise that's based off of space knights doing things with their brains and lifting objects and flying and telekinesis, all kind of stuff. So I think I'm gonna lean towards getting the brother-sister powwow out of there because it's just weird and out of place and kind of there for no reason. Like the other one is just weird space stuff. Yeah, it's one of the ones that we hate more, but it's just weird space stuff, which is kind of the entire franchise. That's all it is. But Leia and Luke being brother and sister, but having a very brief attraction to each other is odd and kind of like one of those things that sticks out when you watch back. It's like, oh, that's strange.
But listen, all families have two people who kiss each other. It's part of the rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
So it's usually the parents, but
I was about to say.
I will gladly.
To be honest with you, Star Wars is in a galaxy far, far away. Maybe incest is a thing over there.
It's not a concept. There's no ingredient in this galaxy.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. Y'all are okay with Game of Thrones incestuous brother and sister, breeding.
But at least just like you
a little baby kiss between. Come on now.
No, just like you said, where we're talking about a galaxy far, far away that's not supposed to have anything to do with any type of colonial history. Right, where there was strategic inbreeding to try to keep the line pure, blah blah blah, that kind of bull, right? But that's historical reference. We talking about Game of Thrones. This is some random galaxy far, far away where brother Luke and sister Leia. Oh, I guess they didn't know. They didn't know, but it's just weird for Lucas to have thought that up and wrote it in there. Only for her to find her true love. It didn't even play. It wasn't even like, oh, they were really in love, and then they found out they were brother sister. It was just kind of random. It was just there, and then she falls in love with Han.
So you would not undo the Holdo maneuver. You would keep that in the franchise. You would just undo a couple of those kisses.
This is an unfair comparison as it is. But yes, no, get the incest out. Why is it even there? Why is it there? I don't get it.
Well, you see, the thing is, George Lucas didn't know that they were going to be brothers and sisters until he actually started writing Empire Strikes Back. So I'm gonna give him a little pass on that one.
Okay, I didn't know he didn't. I thought. I mean, you usually write the stories kind of. Like James Cameron has the next 3 or 4 movies already at least written for Avatar film.
Yeah,
some of them
yeah.
George
George
so it's just kind of weird to know that
plot points, but he never had
right.
Well, he didn't even know that he was going to make Darth Vader Luke's father at the same time too, right? All of that happened with Empire Strikes Back. So George Lucas had his outlined of the movies, right, from Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. But when he actually started filming and doing Empire Strikes Back, that's when he made a lot of those changes.
Okay. Mike Porter, The Stand, The Shill. You love them. You love the sequel trilogy with the Holdo. You love the original trilogy with the kissing and all. All right, but you got to undo one, Mike. Which one would you have to undo?
Okay, so I agree what Bigford Entertainment is saying. You know, that was written later on. But I still have to agree with Marcus. Marcus, is there room on your bus?
For sure.
I just don't want the kiss. But and I know it was an afterthought afterwards because that wasn't the whole outline. That was later on. But still, yeah, I could do without the kiss. The science fiction thing is science fiction. So that's how I feel.
Aaron says, sibling kiss hands down. The effects of the Holdo maneuver didn't make sense to me, but at least it was an interesting visual moment in the movie. So he's getting rid of the kiss. Chill.
So I'll say it was definitely a great visual moment. But now that you added that, it adds a whole different type of, why didn't they do it earlier? Why didn't someone try it this? Why don't you have just droids flying the ship and doing that every time they go into a space battle? Just put a droid in the ship and say, hey, light speed into the Star Destroyer. And that's the biggest problem with that move.
But don't we usually do that with big film event movies type like this anyways? Like we do that when it gets this big, we get into the minutia of the details and all the semantics to try to pick through it anyways. We do it with Endgame every year. There's a new plot thread that doesn't make sense in Endgame, and that was one of the biggest movies ever. So it's like, we're kind of going to do that anyways. I'd rather spin that on the uncomfortable, like, that's weird knowing how this all plays out moment than
Marcus,
trying to explain every minute detail.
I knew where your answer would be. I saw your Karl Malone video. You have standards. That's okay.
Fam.
K-Dot, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of incest, right?
Wait, somebody in here likes Karl Malone?
No.
Oh, okay. That's all I wanted to say.
No,
I was
we had to address some of his former tragedies.
But I like what Josh posted, that video where a guy was doing commentary. If he's missing, people are going to ask why he's missing, and then more people will know about the thing.
What's going on? Yeah.
Chill.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it because majority of the world would agree with it, but they don't say it. It's the most searched category on a certain site. On certain site.
You an expert guy?
Incest?
Hey, some of us wouldn't be here without incest.
Yeah, that's true. Hey,
that's right.
Yeah,
I have spoken.
So, K-Dot, if we
I'm not
check your
saying I
browser
take part in
history,
it,
that's
but
what you're watching, brother and sister.
I was about to say that sounded like a self-report, Doc.
You know what I mean?
Self-report.
I have seen some things. And I look at them reports, and it was reported that is one of the most searched categories.
Mm-hmm. You gotta at least look at it to see if you like it, right?
You gotta
try what it's like first. You gotta do your own research.
We got Smash Bros. Hello, Smash Bros. He says, saw you on Anna, that Star Wars girls tweets. Look at that. You got Brie Larson's butt. You got these Victor channels. You got look at this comments. Like what are you reaching for, fam? Like, that's all right. You got what you wanted. I clicked on your comments, Smush.
Hey, I like booty. That's all.
Next question of 33 Burn.
I think we all like booty. At least I would hope so.
Why you doing the RVD? Oh man. Question 30. The Hold'em. Oh wait, where am I? 31. We're almost done the stream, everybody. What would make for a better name than the Force? I was thinking about this, and the Force is an energy field, so let's call it something like Emergy. You know, it'll be more describing.
No,
Force feels like something physical.
No, that does not
you got
work.
a better idea?
No, I like the Force. Force is good. I'm fine. Keep it the Force. There is nothing better. Force.
Does it say which do you like, or does it say what would make for a better name? Just to be creative. You could think of something better.
I mean, there is two better names. I mean, Ki and Chakra, but
Ki and Chakra. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's all right.
Ki and Chakra,
because it's Japanese samurai sort of inspired. So to go back to Japan and get that Ki, get that Chakra. Use other words. I get it. I like it. Ki and Chakra. See, he gave you two. He did one for you, Anzo. Mike, what's a word?
It's not any better, but it's the answer I'm going to use. The sauce.
The sauce. The sauce. Like that Best Buy guy. I saw that clip. Sergio,
the sauce.
Man, what, you have the barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
maybe
the
I
sauce.
can feel the sauce taking over me.
Yeah, there you go. The sauce is all right. I'll go with that.
I can't believe it. I got a better one. I got the best one. It's the Swartz. The Swartz.
Yeah.
Yes, the Swartz. That's it.
There you go.
The Swartz. You never seen Spaceballs?
No. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't remember.
You never seen Spaceballs?
Rick
I've
Moranis?
seen Pizza the Hut. I've seen it once. I never took it seriously. So let me rewatch this. So that's what they call the Force there, the source.
Yeah,
like sorcery.
Okay. Yeah, because like the Jewish word for Schwartz, the Schwartz. Yoda's a Jewish, whatever he is in the movie is Jewish. So
like a rabbi.
The Schwartz. Yeah, pretty much.
I wasn't paying attention that strongly when I noticed. I wasn't looking for things like that when I watched that movie. All right. That's Mike. Did you go or did everyone went? You went Source, you went Sauce, you went. All right, cool. Everyone went. Next question of 33 burning Star Wars questions is 32. How would you feel if the Bad Batch set their blasters off of stun? So this entire way that the show's been going is that these clones that are good guys, they respect their brothers. Rather than blasting them, they'll stun them. That's been routine even since Clone Wars. When Order 66 happened, Rex and Ahsoka, they were deciding we're not going to be on blast mode, we'll be on stun mode. What if they go, yo, we're playing for keeps here. We need to get in and get out. If we stun them, they'll be there on our way out. We do actually have to take them out. This is it. We're no longer stunning, and we may make that decision. You know, Superman's not supposed to kill and Batman doesn't kill. It would be a decision on that level. How would you feel if they actually said no more stun? We're gonna go to blaster mode. Marcus.
Man, when a name like Bad Batch, you better be killing people. Take them guns off stun. You need to get rid of all the evidence because that's just evidence you leaving around. That's people that can talk later and snitch on you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get rid of them bodies.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the truth before I answer. I've only seen season 1 of Bad Batch.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, but given that, I do agree with that because the impression I was given just from the name is that this was going to be more assassiny in as opposed to babysitters. So I've always kind of felt like we were headed more towards something a little bit serious. Now, no spoilers on the next season, but I don't know. I would be okay with it. I wouldn't be shocked. I feel like that's the natural progression of the show anyways. You kind of come in light and then build up to those harsher moments.
Mike Porter, how would you feel if the good guys no longer stun? They're still good guys. They're still fighting the good fight. It's just that decision, that little toggle on their weapon. It's not set to stun anymore. They're blasting now.
They're the A team. They're the good guys. They have a valor. The problem is if you kill, it's easier. But these guys do not take the easy way out. So the blaster stays on stun. That's just who they are.
I can see that. I can see that mentality. And I want it also but I would completely understand. I would not turn my back on the Bad Batch. Same with you, Mike, right?
Right.
Sergio, I know you don't watch either, but you know the story. These are other clones who are shooting at other clones. If they ever stopped stunning and they just went like, red started coming out, how would you feel?
You gotta go fully. You gotta go fully on those guys, man. That's it. Stun off. Take the stun off. Play for keeps, baby. You know.
Thank you. In the live chat, we got. Sorry,
it'll probably make it a lot more interesting if they did that. The show, anyways.
True.
Sometimes in life, when your brother, the clones are all brothers, right? Sometimes when your brother acting up and he's acting unruly, you might have to set him straight.
Yeah, you gotta put in that work. You know what I mean? Yeah. Put a beat down on him. I get it.
Sometimes it gotta happen. You gotta set some people straight. But these clones are still deciding to work with Palpatine, so time to get rid of them.
Final question of the stream. It's Chillmonger, chilling with Mike Porter, the Stan, and the Shill. We got SSJ, K. Sanctum in the building.
Yo.
Bigford Entertainment, aka Onzo, is here.
Yo.
Marcus from the YouTube channel Back of the Bus. And the House of Nerd Show, which has got a website coming soon.
Yes,
I don't know what it was going to say. It just says Sue, ... Sergio, talk about your website for a second, actually, since we're at the end of the show and we're promoting.
Hey, yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that show. Yeah, so we're opening up a website very soon. We're looking at early March launch. So in the next couple weeks, we're very excited. We've got a great first wave of contributors who are looking to be on the team, and we're talking comics. Yeah, Chill is showing some interest, man. We got a whole bunch of great people with from diverse backgrounds, so we're excited, man. Just trying to expand our coverage, on all things nerd, with a focus on comic books. If you guys are familiar with the YouTube channel, we like to focus on indie comics and have fun with it. Not take ourselves too seriously either.
My first article that I read on your website, or should I say our website or your website? No, I'll say yours. It's wrong. But on the website, I don't want to sound like I'm owning it and shit. But
all right.
So let me restart. So the article I was thinking about writing and contributing to the site was about the Black Panther series that's going right now, and it'll be like the 15 times that the Wakandans didn't sound Wakandan or something like that, and I'll post a page and you'll see
you got more than 15.
Well, one for every issue, and I'll be like, look.
Okay.
So that was my mindset. You okay with that, Sergio, or you think that's not the ilk?
No, man. Listen, like I said, we're all about having fun, and we want to talk about all kinds of different stuff. So we're honestly, with all sincerity, what we're trying to do is just trying to be open to everybody's kind of input and ideas, and this freedom of just talk about this passion, man. As long as it's not leaning towards or spewing any kind of hate or anything like that or negativity, then we're all good, man.
There might be a little bit of hate for John Ridley, the writer.
Oh,
so that means
that's a different kind of hate. I mean,
I know you can say on.
That means, that means stay away from the recast T'Challa stuff. Chill.
I still need to edit the thing that we did, the talk that we had. It lasted like an hour or something. I still didn't edit it.
Cool.
It's coming. Okay, so we're on question 33.
Yes, sir.
The 33rd question of Burning Questions this week is, why won't Star Wars Celebration be live streamed? It has been streamed a year ago. Maybe not every moment was excited. Maybe they talked about aspects of the Star Wars world you weren't so fond of, the toys at the convention or, other things, because it's a big media company. They even dug into Willow and they talked about that because Lucasfilm owns it. Okay. They're not going to live stream everything. I would imagine things will still be filmed. I just can't understand why they would pull everything and let us filter through the things we're interested in. Give us that option. Why would they make it an exclusive, you got to be there to see it type of feature? Why? What backlash happened from the last year that makes them want to do that? Is it live stream comments? Is there something negative coming out of this? Is there secrecy? They don't want something to be leaked? What do you guys think?
I don't think they know what the next, in terms of feature film, I don't think they know exactly what direction they're going in right now. And there's a couple things that plays into that. One is the money, right? They're the next theatrical release for Star Wars is probably got to be a hit out of Lucasfilm, right? The money thing where, you know, they lost a bunch of money last year. Lucasfilm is not really contributing.
How much money did Disney lose as a whole? How much billion?
$120 billion.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Also, internal struggle, Kathleen Kennedy and Jon Favreau, right? Word is they're trying to take their best merchandise seller, which would be Grogu, Baby Yoda, and pair him with the one of the holdovers from the sequel trilogy and Rey. And that be their new path going forward. I know there was a lot of talk about Daisy Ridley coming back to Lucasfilm. Well, there's split on what they want to do with that. Favreau obviously has his vision for Grogu and Mando and what they plan to do there. But then how does that pair with the new Rey and Grogu presumably trilogy going forward? So I don't think that they've decided just yet, because I mean, it wasn't too long ago we were talking about Kathleen Kennedy being gone. So with them not having a concrete direction, I don't think they want to lean into anything that they have to walk back or cancel or delay, because that has been Lucasfilm for, you know, for a while now, you know, since the what was that thing called? The Rise of Skywalker. So
well, even before Rise of Skywalker, I think they were going through, because they promised us that we'd get a trilogy with Rian Johnson, because The Last Jedi was
it's not happening. Yep.
No, it's not happening.
Well, I think both, because I don't even know why it's really an issue over it, because both John and whatever John wants to do with Grogu and what Kathleen wants to do can work, because at the end of the day, Grogu, his story takes place but like 30 years before Rey is even a thing. So it depends if they rush this Rey and Grogu thing before Mandalorian actually is concluded. And
I think that's the problem, right? Because when he left Luke, that clearly felt like unfinished business, right? Clearly felt like, all right, well, that's not the last of that, obviously. And then Ahsoka is coming out, after Mando? Right? Later this year.
Yes.
So they're clearly building to something just for, okay, now we have to announce this big Grogu and Rey pairing with a movie, which would ultimately overshadow the arc that they're trying to complete with, if they rush it, like you said. If we're talking about trying to get a Star Wars movie in the next 2 years, that is not enough time for them to complete what they're trying to do with Mando.
We don't know that. Maybe season 3, Ahsoka, plus when you think of the Skeleton Crew, you think of what's happening with Bad Batch, and you think of what's happening with season 4 of Mandalorian. That's enough for Filoni to solve that, and it'll lead right into the movie. It'll be right on time, like the very next.
You're assuming that all of these TV show productions are working with, you know, Lucasfilm.
Because I believe that this time
Favreau's characters are under his production company. So Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and Mandalorian are all being made by Favreau's production company.
But didn't Filoni, correct me if I'm wrong, Filoni became the chairman of creative, right? Everything goes through him now.
Sure, but I'm saying the characters that Favreau brought in, that he was creating under the Mando, whatever, under that umbrella, he's the one, he has at some level of creative control, I believe, over those sets of characters. Okay. So it's not a one-to-one when we talk about, oh, well, the movie's coming up and the TV shows can lead right into it. They have to work together. And that hasn't been, you know, the best thing with at least one half of that equation.
So my experience with Disney, it's always work for hire. If there is a stipulation where Jon Favreau, I don't know how he would have worked it, where he gets to create the characters and say, and I get to choose where things go.
I don't think it's royalties or anything like that, but I do think he has, because otherwise we would have seen this fast track. They would have announced it. They would have live streamed it at Star Wars Celebration, because they would have something exciting to bring. And this is my speculation. I don't have any, you know, experts or any inside sources, but just kind of from what I'm seeing, the movies and the television shows, at least the good ones, have been isolated from each other. When you would feel like with the popularity of Yoda and Din Djarin, it would really help that infusion into the films. The problem is that how do you do that when you have really two studio heads with their characters and neither one of them wants to acquiesce? So I don't think that they have a clear plan yet on what they want to do with Daisy Ridley or Grogu.
Agree.
Okay.
I don't even think they have a plan. I think honestly they're just coasting with what they got because they did have a plan and we would have been seeing this Ryan Johnson stuff. They definitely backtracked on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like, let's just live off this Mandalorian stuff and release some little stuff right now. But Mandalorian is our cash cow that we can depend on.
Mando Season 2 was a waste of time. Nah, it's tough. The question was about live streaming, and the question was about Star Wars Celebration, which is the yearly convention that they have. It's happening in London this year. Mike Porter, are you going?
Yeah, you just brought it up. You just brought it up that it's going to be in London, England this time. So you're not going to have, so maybe it's in a way to try to get more people from North America to go there live. I mean, to me, it makes no sense. We live in a digital age. You want to promote something, no matter what it is, no matter if you have, well, I mean, aren't we supposed to, I thought we were supposed to hear about the movie plans during this celebration. Wouldn't you want everybody to know that? And I know you're going to throw it out in the video, but it's important. It's important to be live. So I don't really understand the reason why, but maybe it is to try to get, I mean, you're in a different theater. You're going to get a lot of people from the European area, but to get more to be there live, and this is another way to get people from North America over there to sell tickets. That's the only way I would know, because it's ridiculous. I'm a boomer. I'm an old dude. I'm going to be 60 in May, right? I don't look like a day over 59. But, you know, I like the digital thing. Let's keep it digital.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say.
Let's get digital. Okay. You mentioned one thing that made me think. We know we're going to get a video, is what you just said. Do we, though? Do we know that some of these will be video packages that will be released, like, you know, hours after they happen? Because, again, like you said, it's in Europe, which is 5 years, in my time zone at least, 5 hours early. So while everything's cooking and they do everything, and then it's like 9 p.m. there, somebody will have all the B-roll footage. They'll splice something up and they'll say, today on Star Wars Celebration, and maybe that will be on the YouTube channel. And by that time, it'll be like afternoon for guys like us. Or if you're in the West Coast, it'll be morning. Okay. That's not going to happen, though. That's not guaranteed that they'll do videos explaining what we saw at celebrations. There may not, the interviews that they do where they reveal stuff, maybe for the arena itself to make it a destination. I can't be so certain that videos of what happened at Star Wars Celebration will make it. Sergio from the House of Nerd Show. Why? The question was, why won't Star Wars Celebrations be streamed?
You know, I don't know enough. I don't have enough background on this stuff. It's like a Star Wars event, kind of like a DC fandom.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's very similar to that, I mean, I feel like definitely it should be streamed. I think, Mike, you said we're living in a digital age, right? I mean, this is how we get our content. Why not? I mean, all you're gonna end up doing is building up anticipation. You're hyping up the fandom, right? It's a no-brainer. It makes sense. I don't like, what are their concerns? What are their reasons for not streaming it? Like, are they worried about leaks or I mean, I feel like this is like a way to like rally the troops in a sense, you know? Mm-hmm. Especially now, you know, like you said, there's a lot of uncertainty, like where they're gonna move the franchise, the IP, especially when it comes to the big tentpole films, right? You know? So I mean, why not open it up to the people? Give the people, you know, I mean, listen, man, you know, Give us something to get excited about. Right?
Hook up the mandem.
That's it. Hook up the mandem. That's it.
Don't be wastemans.
Waste man thing, bro.
Anzo. The question was number 33. Why won't Star Wars Celebration be live streamed this year? This is news that came out a couple days ago.
I don't know why. I think they should, but I think it also has to do with a lot of backlash. You know what I mean? They're gonna come out with something, and then you're gonna have the typical groups out there saying, "Oh, Star Wars is doing their stuff again," and this and that. So I think they're trying to avoid a lot of the backlash and just put out things when they want to put it out. But I do think that they should definitely
You empower the groups when you do that.
Sorry. Yeah.
When you change your moves because of them. That's great. And I believe last year there was an alternate convention in like some other place during that weekend. You know, like they have their anti-celebrations.
Yeah. I just think they should stream it.
All right.
Do I know what you're talking
about?
Did
you answer?
Yeah, I do.
No, but I'll say this. This is just a Disney thing in general. I noticed like they don't really stream their events like D23. What's the other event
That's
they
a
got?
good point.
Well, the Comic-Con events weren't ever live streamed. You have to go off cell phone footage.
But I mean, it's not hard to like find from Comic-Con whatever stuff they put out, like trailers and all that. It's not hard to like look for it. Because I remember when they leaked the Avengers Infinity War trailer was at D23.
No, but that happened in 2019, 2017.
No, like before that.
Oh.
They showed the Avengers Infinity War trailer exclusively at D23, and it got leaked before we saw the official trailer.
It'll end up on Twitter or Facebook or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a Disney thing. I don't know what it is, or maybe it might be they don't want people to see certain stuff, but it's gonna get leaked regardless of anything, so they might as well stream it.
Trinity says they don't have to stream it. Fans will do it all that and build the hype for them. There's no need to allocate any resources there. It's not that difficult.
It's not that expensive. Yeah,
they've got the resources to set the cameras up, but also that there's a lot of information that I liked hearing that maybe fans are not going to be recording. Like, for example, when Dave Filoni said last year, he was sitting with Jon Favreau. They were being interviewed by one of the hosts, okay? I think it was Andy, I think her name was. But he goes, yeah, guys, keep watching our shows because then we'll get to do more. And I'm like, bro, that's big news. Knowing that my watch time contributes to, okay, cool. I'm definitely going to be watching some more shows on Disney Plus. We get tidbits of information like that with these scheduled interviews. And if they're not going to be live streamed, I just have to hope that the video version doesn't edit out the answers like that, which are kind of revealing to the business model of this whole Disney Plus thing. And who gets to do more shows. They're doing Skeleton Crew, Ahsoka, this party of people. And they're doing Mandalorian. Maybe Book of Boba Fett will get a second season. But that's sort of like 4 franchises inside of his cowboy hat. Mm-hmm. That was 33rd question. It's the Star Wars live stream. Thanks all for joining us. Who wants to plug themselves? Starting with you, Mike Porter. You can do some Twitter spaces. You got dad jokes happening on Star Wars Santa's live stream.
Yeah, I've got a Twitter, but I'm sorry, I don't have the link because it's like a phone number. It used to be you could go Mike Porter, and I think it got hacked. There's some Russian language on it. So about 3 years ago, I got a new one, and it's Michael. It's a phone number. But if you guys ever find out, what I try to do is promote creators like you. That is the main majority reason why I am there on Twitter, is to promote you all. And you can stay for the corny dead jokes. But
super corny.
And I have polls too. So
and the Twitter polls. He's a good follow, Michael. SSJK. Sanctum's a YouTuber. You know him. Talk about yourself, K.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy K. Most y'all subscribe to me, and for the new people here, type in my name, you'll find me. I got a live stream today with Raya. Come check that out. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do some trivia, talk about Pokemon, Sonic, the upcoming Mario movie. Pull up.
Onzo from the Biggerford Entertainment. He's gonna be on a video with me sometime this week when I edit it. It's a long one. We talk about recasting T'Challa and friendlily. We do it friendly. Also,
like always, it's a pleasure being here. I just want everybody that's in there right now, if you haven't done it already, please hit the like button. Helps out with Chill's algorithm. But I am also Bigger Ford Entertainment. You can find my channel by just typing in Bigger Ford Entertainment. We do pop culture stuff, we do tournaments, and we do real life events, man. So thanks for having me, Chill. Good show.
Always. Marcus, second time in a row. What's you coming back next week? I don't know what it'll be, Star Wars or Mandalorian.
Yeah, no. I have to take a break. I'm gonna get a whooping.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's been great. Thanks for having me the last couple of weeks. Back of the Bus podcast on YouTube, at BOTB Squad on Twitter. Follow us both spots. We release every day during the week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. drop. Check us out.
I love your W's and L's video. That's the funnest part of my week. I'm like, oh, what are they going to talk about? That's a W. What are they going to talk about? The L. And sometimes people do shows like that, and it's like heavily L's. No, it's usually, you get some W's in there to even out the love with hate.
Appreciate it.
House of Nerd Show.
Yes, sir. Again, thank you, Chill, for having me on the show. It was a whole lot of fun with the rest of the panel. Yes, the House of Nerd Show on YouTube, folks. We go live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's 8 a.m. Pacific. We get into comics, all kinds of nerd shit. This tomorrow we're talking Ant-Man reaction thoughts. We've got a dope creator from Whatnot Publishing's latest hit, Liquid Kill, man. So, we like to have fun. We got a good community of people hanging out with us each week, man. We'd love to see some new faces in the live chats, man. And if you guys ever want to talk comic books, nerd stuff, man, more than welcome to come on the live stream.
Salute. I'll be doing Creed live stream tomorrow. Onzo will be there. And one last thing. Can you help me read that, Onzo? What does it say down there in the hashtag?
What does that say?
I can't read, man. I
think that says recast the real T'Challa.